on this 200-acre farm in the middle of Renfrew County, and that's located in eastern Ontario. The family came to the farm in 1857. My family, the Dobson family, and they've been here farming ever since. I'm probably about the fifth. I think I'm in the fifth generation to be farming on this piece of land. Under my care, over the last 50 years, it's been a beef farm. So we've been selling grass-fed beef for 20 years now, direct to consumers in the Ottawa Valley.
My educational background is in animal sciences and veterinary medicine. I became more interested in food and food production, so I got more interested in farming, and then ended up doing a bit of an internship on the farm. And then Bob said, but I really need someone who would be here longer term, kind of a partnership idea. So that's what ended up happening, and now I'm here. To me, it's all about utilizing data for better management, whether it's a more efficient management or just acquiring more knowledge for more environmentally sound practices or animal welfare practices, etc. Any tool that I could utilize that would make that data available to me. So I've looked into utilizing online platforms that are geared towards agriculture and small-scale farmers. But I have to say that I have found the ones that I have looked at have been quite cumbersome and not very well adapted to specifically the way we sell product, which is by weight. And it almost always requires that you have complete inventory of all of your product. It would just be too time consuming. It's just not feasible in terms of the labor and time requirement.
Yeah, it's probably not a true digital technology, but we have the two solar pumping systems for the livestock, and each system has an electric control of the trough that the water gets pumped into, so it operates by itself off and on as the cattle demand water. These alternative livestock watering systems has allowed us to remove the cattle to do those environmental projects around the stream.
So one of my wants is to be able to identify an animal, especially at certain stages in their lives where they might be more vulnerable to disease, to identify them as early as possible so that I can intervene if needed as early as possible. I mean, some ideas that I've had is even a thermal camera, or some sensors that could actually follow, like on a bracelet or on a tag, biosensors that could measure temperature and possibly pulse, heart rate, that sort of thing. That would be in my wish list. Another tool, possible tool, would be just a fairly simple drone, just to be able to kind of spy on the animals. If they get trained to something like that, but the human is not there, you might be able to see them in their more natural kind of behavior.
Farm equipment has become more sophisticated, larger. We cover more acres in a period of time. That has allowed us to produce food at the lowest, probably the lowest possible price. So that's, I guess, a positive. That's a benefit. I'm not sure if it's always in the best interest of the natural environment.
One of my concerns is having everything wired, I guess, and maybe in one system is that complete dependency on having that system function properly. And if you lose that, whether it's just even you lose the internet or you lose power or you lose server because of whatever reason, your operation might be very vulnerable. I think over reliance, especially when it comes to livestock management and handling, over reliance on technologies and minimizing contact and connection with the animals, there are a few things I see as potentially problematic. One is the interaction with the animals is lacking, and they become more flighty and more difficult to work with. The other thing is that we might lose that. Yes, we have all this data, but we might lose that intuition part of it, of that when you're with an animal every day, or when you're seeing the animals every day, it kind of there are senses that we have that I think potentially no technology can replace, you know? So that is a risk. So I think there's a balance that the technology should be an aid and not a replacement.